Howdy folks, this is Archer's Paradox again, and I'm doing a video on the anchor sight peepless system. I just got my second anchor sight from Lynn over at Archery Innovations. I just want to show that to you guys. I put it on my 2010 Hoyt Contender. This is my 3D bow, and as you can see, I ended up having to mount the anchor sight behind and below, behind the riser and below the scope. I've got a spot hog, Tommy Hogg, which may be similar to, as far as the configuration, to an HHA. I know some of you guys have asked if you can mount the anchor sight with the HHA, which you can. As you can see, pretty clean install. Pretty happy with it. I don't know if I can do this with the video. I can see the viewfinder. You see the anchor sight there. Hold it steady enough. Okay, there's the dot. See that black dot floating around? What I ended up doing, I actually first discovered it on my alpha burner a couple weeks ago. Of course, you guys remember seeing this. I ended up mounting it directly to my spot hog it sight, 5-pin sight, and just ended up using some 8/32 stainless bolts or fasteners. What I ended up doing is I still couldn't get over trying to view off to the left of the screen as a right-handed shooter, so I went ahead and got a string splitter right there. It only weighs 9 grains, and I would recommend, if you guys are some of you guys have an issue with using the anchor sight looking off to the left of the string, getting the micro. This is a micro version. Of course, they make a really big one that weighs like 60 grains. There's no way I was going to slap that baby on my string, but I'm really happy with it. You can see if I can line up. I can't see the dot too well in the video. Don't take much movement. As you can see, the string splitter still affords a pretty wide field of view. In fact, I mounted, because I had the scope, or the anchor sight mounted above my scope on my sight, I ended up mounting the string splitter upside down from what they recommend, and I found that I can see the anchor sight in this region of the string splitter, the upside down V, and essentially all I do is just take the bottom curve or radius on the string splitter and kind of in my peripheral line it up with the bottom of the scope. But I did another test. I don't know if you remember my evening dusk test to see how dark I could still shoot using the anchor sight, and still had no issues. So I'm really happy with that setup. So that's on my alpha burner. So getting back to my Contender. Likewise, since I have the anchor sight mounted below my scope, I took the string splitter and mounted it per the recommendations above, and now I just use the radius on the string splitter, and in my peripheral align it with the top of the scope. Not so much for using it like a classical peep sight, but more so just to get close, and then naturally I still rely on my anchor sight. One thing I found out with this 3D bow, I shoot this out to 70 yards just to get steadied up for a closer distance, and it's amazing. You can do just a little minute pressure change on your bow hand, you know, whether you're just fine to the left or right, and this anchor sight picks it up immediately, and that's something you will not pick up with a regular peep sight. I don't care how small your aperture is. You do any minute torque changes on your bow grip, and this anchor sight immediately feeds back and tells you, hey, you know, you're off. you're slightly torquing the bow. Now some of you guys, you know, may not shoot past 30 or 40 yards, but any of you guys that shoot longer distance, 60, 70, 80 yards, extreme ranges, in the archery world, this is a must-have. There's no doubt about it. The Alpha Burner, I've shot to 60 yards, but since it's strictly my hunting bow, you know, I don't plan on taking a shot longer than maybe 40 yards if the conditions were perfect on a Ohio whitetail. But on my 3D bow, you know, this baby's all tricked out. It's an open clasp bow, and I want to see if the shot was due to me torquing or a yardage misestimation. So anyways, one more quick view of the there's the bracket assembly that comes with the anchor sight. You know, the options are, I just showed a little bit in the Alpha Burner video, but the options are you can mount behind the riser and below the scope like I have it, or you can mount it behind the riser above the scope. Just take this bracket and rotate it this way, as you can see. Or if you don't have this kind of front sight / scope arrangement, if you've got a long dovetail, you can go in front of the riser above the scope or in front of the riser below the scope. It all depends on where you anchor. At first I was trying to figure out a way to mount this above, but I did not have enough clearance in this region here, and then so I just immediately decided, well, I'm gonna have to go behind the riser, and I tried to go above initially, and I didn't have enough because of my anchor position. I didn't have enough clearance at the top, so then I elected to go below. You know, it really doesn't matter as long as you can get the anchor sight adjusted to your anchor, and as long as you can see that black dot centered in the circle, like so, you're good to go. So anyways, that's it. I'm very happy with the anchor sight, and I hope you guys give it a try. This is Archer's Paradox, and I'll see you guys on Archery Talk. Thank you.